Welcome to the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, episode 19. Who would have thought that? I am one half of your host, Chris Old School Picker. Along beside me is Caleb the Old Pass. We are just two old guys selling stuff on platforms like eBay and whatnot in sheds in our backyards. Introduce yourself, my friend Caleb.
Hi, guys. Caleb from the Old Pass. Just another old guy that likes to sell stuff in his shed.
Yeah, that's right, man. Sheds. Hey, do you think sheds are the best reselling space that you can have?
That is quite an interesting question.
That is quite an interesting topic.
It's, in your backyard, yeah.
Mm.
You know, if you want to go to work somewhere, I guess maybe a warehouse would be cool, but where else can you? No, this is a very personable place. Like you can, it's like workspace plus little boy man cave all mixed into one.
You know? Yes, man cave.
You know,
got that guy over my shoulder.
All that stuff.
That helmet. Yeah, I love to display. Of course, you know, I display some of it because making YouTube content. The stuff is for sale, most of it. But, you know, I have to display it out for YouTube content purposes as well. But if I had my all-time dream reselling space, we didn't have this wrote down as a topic. It just come to me at the spur of the moment. If I had my all-time reselling dream space to sell out of, honestly, I would probably pick a full-size basement.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
it's basically free space on your house.
Yeah, you're not using any more electric and air.
Right.
That's interesting too. When we was building this one in, and I put in the air conditioning, I thought, man, this is going to like take our electric bill up like, you know, another $7,500 a month. We don't even really notice it.
I don't notice it when I run mine. I've had mine on pretty much all day today, and it's Shannon came in here earlier. She was out in the yard working with her flowers, and it's pretty warm today. And she came in here, and I was out here working, listing on eBay and stuff. And she was like, "Man, it feels good in here." I was like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna sit out here and be hot."
Oh no!
So no, I didn't. I've not really noticed a big deal on my electric bill too, and I've just got a little window air conditioner, so I know that thing can't be the most energy efficient thing in the world, but now it does take a little bit to heat my shed.
Yeah,
more to heat it than it does to cool it for sure.
Well, when I bought the mine is a mini split, and if you ain't familiar with that, the blower and the return is inside.
Well, let me go ahead and say, if I had it to do over, that's what I would have went with.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, they're cool.
And
the heat cycle, like you just said, it'll blow for like 30 minutes and then it has to defrost the coils outside.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be under it when it's defrosting because it's blowing AC inside.
Right.
So, yeah, that part's no good. I got a little foot heater. I mean, it's good. It'll keep it warm.
Comfortable, right.
Yeah, but it ain't going to get no 80 out here.
No.
Yeah, when we was doing this, like, we wired it all the way up to the breaker box, and I was like, I can do it, but I would rather have somebody do it that knows what they're talking about.
Right.
So my wife's uncle, they called their son-in-law. He does this stuff all the time. He's certified. He comes out and hooks it up, and I'm like, do you think I got too many lights on this breaker? I've got 8 lights on the breaker. He's like, are they LED? I said, yeah. He said, man, you could have 180 of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And I Googled it, and that is where the rating suggested limit is 180 lights.
Yeah.
I was like, geez, man, you could just do your whole house on one breaker now.
That's why your lighting in yours is so much better than me, because I have the old fluorescent lights. Because I just had some when I moved. I was like, man, I've spent so much money on this shed. I'm not buying new lights, but I need to invest in, because I've got about 4 lights that I need to replace with the new LED lights. My lighting would be better. It would help on my electric a little bit.
You know how much these that I have cost? These are they look like the can lights that go up in the ceiling,
right?
But they're flat. They're just flat. So they go up on the ceiling and they go into the box, and they're just, they're like that thick behind.
Mm-hmm.
You go on Amazon, they're like $25 for 2 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're 5K illumination. Well, you know how bright it is in here. This is with 6 of those lights through here.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go back with the shop lights, but I'm going to go with I need to upgrade it to the LED lights because I've got the old fluorescent lights.
You won't.
Now, this one above me here, I've got it turned off right now. It is LED and it's bright. So I have to turn it off.
They are. They're awesome. Funny story about LED lights. I know we're not talking about anything we had planned.
Yes, this is total reselling content right here.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what your workspace looks like. Where do you do your work at? We're 2 old guys in sheds, but what's your workspace look like? Leave it in the comments.
Yep.
Go ahead.
When we was remodeling our kitchen about 4 years ago, I went to Lowe's and we wanted a good light. All we had in the kitchen was one of them little round dome lights. That had 2 bulbs in it, and it was off-centered. It was over the stove. And
oh, yeah.
Tanya's like, I want a better light. So I go to Lowe's, and I bought the biggest rated light. It's 4 foot long, like this wide. I get it all wired up and everything, and I walk over to the switch to test it. Didn't have the shield on it or nothing. I'm looking at it, and I flipped it on. I went blind for like 10 seconds. These LED lights have these little button lights. They're called, light emitting diodes is what LED means. And they have like 1 or 2 of those. That thing had like 40, a strip down through there. And I found out real quick why you're supposed to have the shield on it before you look at it, because it will blind you.
Well, speaking of what initials stand for, comment of the week early. What does CB Radio stand for?
Apparently not consumer brand, citizen band.
CB radios are citizens band, not consumer band.
I knew that. I don't know why I said consumer band.
Well, here's what's funny.
Can I blame COVID?
Yeah, well, we had Nathaniel and Ashley and baby Gracie on last week. So we had a lot of people in here talking. And I did try to correct you when you said that. And I don't know, I got cut off or something because I was like, did he really just say consumer band or consumer brand? Or I was like, citizens, man, come on. And I just left it. I was like, well, somebody will get it in the comments. And sure enough, comment of the week, CGB9999. He called it CB radios or citizens bands, not consumer band.
Whoops.
Oops. All right. So topic time. Whatnot auction. I had another Whatnot auction this past weekend. Went fairly decent. Got rid of a lot of stuff. Caleb's taking a break. I can turn
I'm still here.
turn your camera off if you need me to.
It's okay.
But yeah, had another Whatnot auction this past weekend. Sunday. Went fairly well. Sold $208 and about, which I didn't have a lot of stuff, honestly. It was kind of thrown together last minute. Didn't advertise it a whole lot. $208, 21 orders. I was happy. Shout out to the people that sent me tips as well. Got $16 of tips. CJ got a $5 tip because he was out here helping me. I paid up on that today, by the way. So yeah, I'm still a believer and still a supporter of Whatnot.
I will say this. I don't know that it's going to overtake eBay. The more I watch Whatnot, eBay is for people our age now.
Yes.
These trends, they go with the times. Now, Whatnot is, I don't guess it's millennial. What is it? Gen Z? The newest?
Sure.
Gen X, Gen Z, something like that.
We're Gen X. I am.
I'm a millennial by like a year.
Yeah, I'm Gen X.
They told me that at work one time. I'm like, no, I refuse. And they said, well, you're a millennial. I'm like, oh.
Well, I mean, you say that. Okay.
I don't care.
In 30 years from now, you say eBay's our generation. In 30 years from now, when our generation's long gone, maybe
30 years. A lot of us. You plan on being gone in 30 years? I'll be 70. You'll be 70.
I'll be 76. I hope I make it that long.
You going to die by then?
Well, my dad died at 55, so I'd say there's a real good chance of it. So, I mean, you know, how many 76-year-olds do you know? I don't know a bunch.
Well, that's funny.
But anyways, no.
Let's get back to reselling content, sir.
In 30 years from now, is eBay still going to be a thing?
I mean, I think so, but
they got to start acquiring some new customers, right?
Yeah, I would have thought Sears would have never went out of business either, and they're going down store by store. Yeah, Kmart.
I mean, I remember as a kid, Kmart was actually bigger than Walmart.
Mm-hmm. I loved going in the electronics department at Kmart. They had the best.
Well, and what happened? That you went on those last 5-10 years, Kmart was open when the internet was first coming, really pushing hard. You went on Kmart.com, and it looked. I tell you what, it looked like. It looked like an eBay website. It was so outdated.
Yeah.
Listen, I love eBay. I'll go down with the ship. I'm not saying I'm leaving eBay. I'm not saying eBay's terrible. Actually, my eBay sales have been pretty solid over the last 5-6 days. I'm not saying all that, but I'm saying if eBay don't get their crap together, I don't know.
No, it's true. Do you remember the way
you take a 25-year-old, 25-year-old, put them in front of the computer and put them on a whatnot auction or put them on the eBay website? I mean, come on.
Now, but they are two different things, though. One is impulse, and the other is not so much impulse anymore. It kind of started out that way.
I agree.
Back in the day, eBay was like, man, I got to watch that auction.
Yeah.
Right. I can remember sitting there the last 2 minutes with my mouse ready to just snipe that guy, and nobody better outbid me because I bid $20 more than the winning bid. And
remember they had those programs, them automatic bidders, and those. Yeah, man, they just get you right at the last second, man. Just break your heart.
Oh yeah, I hated that so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that does, it. They are two different business models, but I mean,
it is.
Yeah, but people are changing the way they buy too. So,
but what if Whatnot's marketplace starts taking off, where you can go on there and you can search for a particular item, find that particular item, and buy it now, just like you can on eBay.
Have you noticed that they're doing weekly bids now, weekly auctions?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying that, and they do have buy it now. It's really small, but I mean, they're trying to play.
I'll tell you this though.
It's a smart plan.
Whatnot's marketplace, buy it now, whatever you want to call it, is bigger than eBay's live auctions.
No doubt.
No doubt.
I think there's like 3 sellers that get to do lives on eBay.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, I'm not saying eBay's going anywhere anytime soon. I don't believe that either. But they got to make some changes. They got to make some positive changes. They got to stay up with the times.
You got to do this right here. You got to keep your finger on the pulse.
And I'll tell you right now, I don't think Whatnot's going anywhere either.
No, not for the time.
That type of selling platform.
Yeah.
Now somebody may come in, swoop in, and buy Whatnot, or do another platform like Whatnot, and it may overtake Whatnot. But the live auction platform like that is here to stay, I believe.
I don't disagree. And I do think it will continue to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people that say, "Oh, they're going to put Amazon out of business, they're going to put eBay out of business,"
no, I don't know.
Maybe 50 years from now.
When
maybe
Jeff Bezos dies.
Do what?
When Jeff Bezos dies, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he takes a rocket to space and he don't come home. Maybe Whatnot has a chance.
Oh wow!
But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying all that, but I mean, where else? I mean, there's no other platform. Well, Poshmark Live is starting to come on pretty strong.
Really?
Yeah, it's starting to come on strong. But where else other than those can you go on and hit the live button, go live, and an hour and 20 minutes sell $200 worth? And listen, that's small time compared to what a lot of people are doing. I mean, some people are selling $2,000 in an hour,
Well, so, and the the reason they're doing that, some of it, I want to say I bought something from this guy or this girl,
yep.
And I'm fine with that. Kudos to all those people that have a brand. They branded themselves big enough to do that. That's great.
Yeah.
But
like
me and you,
like the old pass.
Yeah, the old pass. That's for sure.
You're not having viewer sales?
I am. I'm talking about, somebody pulling 400 and 500 viewers. That's a lot of people in your life.
Yeah. So,
and I appreciate every single person. I mean, I ain't saying that at all. I'm actually surprised that I pulled 30 people. That blew me away.
I had
I'll say this too, because I questioned that this would continue. I said those viewer sales will taper off because people probably ain't going to continue to come every time.
I agree.
I mean, you've had 3 or 4. 3
sales.
No, lives.
Yeah. I think this was my 4th one.
Okay, and you've had viewer sales.
Everyone.
Basically the same people.
No, almost. I had 21 orders go out from that auction this past Sunday. 11 of those orders were first-time buyers.
Wow. Well, see,
so as your viewer sales go up, you're also starting to build that whatnot following too. So I think it'll. Hey, listen, it all goes back to having. If you got good stuff, you're going to sell it.
Yep.
Period. Now you may not. Is it going to help you get the top dollar to have good stuff if you got a lot of people in there? Well, sure. But if you price it low enough and it's good enough, somebody will buy it.
Yes, I will agree with that.
I mean, that's a fact of life. So,
and I apologize I didn't make it. Church ran late. I was going to try to make it, but I did pre-bid on some video games, but I think it was Dark Toy Lord come in and whooped me over that.
Yeah, Dark Toy Lord was buying them, and also Donald from Mars Bargain Basement was buying. He bought a lot or two. I had a bunch of video game lots, and it's funny because most of those video games came from yard sales this past weekend.
Oh, really?
I found them this past weekend, brought them home. I was like, I ain't listing these on eBay. I'm putting them on Whatnot. And I just sold them as is, and listen, if they got a good deal, I'm happy. I think they did get good deals, and but I made a little bit of money because I got them dirt cheap on there. I bought a PlayStation 2 and a bunch of video games, and the PlayStation 2 I kept. I'll probably list it on eBay, but that's what I love about having options. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
video games on Whatnot, get rid of them. Take the PlayStation 2 and put it on eBay.
Yep. I mean, that to me, that's the best way. And I know there's opinions out there. Well, you're selling your garbage. No, you find that stuff on eBay.
That's right.
So,
absolutely.
I mean, on eBay, those games, some of them's going to sell for $3, $4, $5. I get it, but
$5, $6, maybe.
It's going to take a year to 2 to sell it too.
I was bundling them up and starting them at basically, I don't know, like $1.50 a game. Putting lots of 5, 6, 7 out there, and
it's like we talked about. You're liquidating inventory.
Yeah.
And making money at the same time. That's
and giving good deals.
You are. I mean, if you're happy with what you get and the people are happy with what they buy it for, I don't see why anybody has a problem with that. Now, if you're wanting to build that as your only source, you would have a tough time with stuff like that. You really have to have a lot of auctions, but maybe, it's just, that's a subjective opinion. I'll leave it there.
I mean, if you do, let's just say you do an auction a day, 7 days a week.
That's a lot.
I mean, it is a lot, but you just do like an hour and a half auction. I ran basically like 50 items in less than an hour and a half. You can run 50 items in an hour and a half. Correct.
Some of them Whatnot guys have a 24/7 auction, and they never run nothing.
I believe without a doubt, you could make a full-time living selling on Whatnot.
Boy, it'd be a lot of packing though.
Well, it would be a lot of sourcing too.
That's the key.
That would be the key. That would be my biggest hang up. Because
if
you're running through 50 a day, that's 350 items a week.
That's a bunch. But now you can do that. The way you pull down toy lots, just one purchase has got you a week, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you may not sell everything, but what you don't sell, lot it up and put it on eBay or
you would have to have a reliable source for sourcing. But
that or 15 storage sheds that you buy everything you see.
Yeah. No, that's the way a lot of them are doing it too. I mean, they're buying storage units. They're going to the storage unit and having a live auction straight out of the storage unit, which I think is not only genius, but absolutely nuts too. But I love it. I like watching. That's the ones I like to watch.
It is crazy. That's for sure.
So I think it can be done. Now you would have to work, but if you get a little behind, you don't have to have 7 a week. I mean, that's a lot. If
you couldn't make money at it, people wouldn't be doing it.
That's right.
That's just the simple truth.
So I think it can be done. Is it what I want to do? No. I like to sit in this air-conditioned shed we was talking about earlier and just sit and list on eBay. That's what I like to do. Slow paced, work as much as you want to work. That's what I like to do. But to liquidate some inventory, I think Whatnot's the way to go for sure.
You know what Tanya told me the other day? She said, I know what you do. You go up in the shed and you watch wrestling all day. I'm like, no, I don't. I work. Half a day.
That's just half the day.
I work.
The other part, we're watching YouTube videos.
I'm sitting here dreaming about dropping that elbow on you. I'm going to do that one of these days, by the way.
Speaking of some YouTube videos, what's that sub count up to on the Old Pass?
It was 49 a while ago.
49. You hear that, guys? One more sub and he's halfway to the 100, and he will do a YouTube video once he gets to 100.
Not going to happen.
It's going to happen. You've already got 49.
I put a week deadline on this.
Ain't no week deadline on nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what we're going to do.
All right.
By the end of September, that gives everybody about almost 6 weeks.
End of September. Well, while they're over there subbing, can we get 300 more subs over here?
Probably not.
Can we listen, all right, everybody listening, whether you're listening on YouTube or a podcast, if you have not subbed to Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, the podcast you're listening to on YouTube, we sure would appreciate it. We just went over 700 subs. I think we're at 701. We're 299 subs away from being monetized because we basically have the hours it takes to be monetized. So the only thing that stands between us and making $5 a week is 300 subs.
Oh, $5.
So I hope you're excited as we are to make that $5 a week on YouTube because we can't hardly wait. But it's $5 more than what we're making now. So
that's true. No argument there.
So
all it would take is some people watching this have big families. If 3 people would call their family and say, go sub to these guys, we'd have it.
We need 100 families out there.
100 families with 3 people in the family.
Hey, call your friends, tell your neighbors, sub. Go over to your neighbors, ask them to borrow their remote, sub to them, sub to us, then just walk out.
Oh, wow. And then say, please don't mess with your YouTube.
Yes, please don't mess with it. And if you get bored, watch these guys because they're borderline funny and or senile, one of the two.
Hopefully a little bit of both.
But speaking of sub counts, the OSP channel, and I'm almost hesitant to say this because, man, over there, I gain 5, lose 3, gain 7, lose 4. It's funny over there. Depends on what my latest video is about. But right now, currently, at the time of filming this, I just hit 7,200 subs.
That's a big deal.
Well, it's a big deal for me. Yeah, I think so. I'm happy with
300 of your people could swing over here and make us $5.
I've done everything but beg. And I'm not above begging. I'm not above begging. But I also just hit I think it was my 5th year anniversary over there too.
Ooh, that's good.
7,200
I tell you what,
subs in 5 years are to have 20,000, but
I tell you what pushed you over 10,000. Just have me come out there.
Let me correct that. 4 years.
4 years.
Okay, go ahead.
But I tell you what, push you over 10,000. Just have me come out there and be on the video, and that's it.
That'll do it. Well,
and then it'll crash right back down, and it'll explode.
Why ain't that happening over here?
I don't know.
I uploaded.
I brought all 5 of my family members. Okay, they all with me.
Well, I brought my other 694 family members.
There you go.
Anyways, I uploaded my very first video August 27th, 2019.
Nice.
So no, would that be that'd be 4 years, right?
That will be 4 years in 5 days.
4 years in 5 days. Wow,
that's crazy. Pretty impressive, actually. That's a lot of videos. You've got over 500, right?
400. Great question.
I know you went over 4 or 5. I can't remember which one it was.
446.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Let me tell you something. That's a lot of hours editing. I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. That is a whole lot of hours editing and dedication to it. But I love it. I mean, I do. I love it.
If you could tell me how to do it without editing, I would do one tonight.
Well, if you're really good with the camera on and off, you don't have to edit a whole lot.
No, probably not.
You see how much we edit this.
Yeah, we got 700 subscribers.
Well, how many you got? You got 49.
That's pity subscribers.
I think that's what these 700 are.
Yeah, I'll take it.
They feel sorry for us at this point.
They do.
But we're having a whole lot of fun. We do enjoy it. We look forward to this every week, honestly.
Yep.
You gonna read your comment of the week, or am I gonna have to come over and read it?
Yeah.
I read mine in the first 5 minutes of the video.
Yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah. Okay. This comes from our guest last week, Lucky 7 Auction. They said, "Thank you guys for having us. Had so much fun hanging out with the 2 legends. Was very nice to finally meet you both. Y'all are awesome. Thank you again." I was like, legends in our own mind, maybe.
Well, legends is a nice way of saying
old. Antique vintage guys.
Antique vintage, yeah. Speaking of getting a little older, CJ's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, how old is he gonna be?
23. So happy birthday, CJ. Wow. If he's listening.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, he took a few days off work today. He took today off and tomorrow off, and also the next day. So he's going to take a few days off for his birthday and enjoy it. Nice. You're only 23 one time.
That's right. And then you'll be 40 before you know it.
Do you remember 23?
Not real good, but I do.
I was getting ready to become a dad at 23 too, CJ.
Oh, I think at 23, Logan was a year old. So I was a dad. No, am I lying?
I turned 23.
Year old.
Yeah, I turned 23 in April, and he was born in August of 2000. So, yeah. You remember that time? You remember when they sent you home with your kid, and you kind of just looked at each other, and you was like, "Oh my God, y'all are trusting us to take this thing home and us keep it alive."
That's not what we did.
Oh, we did. I remember me and Shannon was like, "Oh my God, can we do this? Do we know what we're doing? Are y'all sure y'all want us to take him home?"
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, Shannon was young. Shannon had just turned 20, so. Yeah, young parents, 23 and 20, that's young to be trusted with another life.
Well, we didn't trust ourselves, so we called her mom.
Yeah.
Like, "Can you come stay with us for a week?" She stayed like 7, 8, 9 days.
Yeah. No, we didn't.
Tanya was recovering, and
right.
I'm so immature. I'm like, I don't know how to change diapers.
Yeah. I'd never changed a diaper before in my life. Shannon had quite a bit of experience because she's got younger nieces and nephews that she helped take care of over the years. I had no clue. I learned real quick, though.
Oh, wow. But, and
yeah.
Don't it just seem like yesterday? CJ's crawling around in the floor.
Well, yeah, in some ways, until I think about Kobe.
Yeah.
Those Kobe will be 18 this come April, and those 18 years, woo, that's a whirlwind. So,
but they do grow up fast.
They do grow up fast, man. I do miss those days of CJ being young because he played football all through his childhood. And man, we went to practices and games on Saturday. And he's, he started playing football when he was 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
It was all he could do to hold his helmet up on his head because his head was so heavy from the helmet. He would just fall forward. But he loved it, man. We went all over playing football and stuff when he was young. And I do. And it stinks because I had to miss. I went to as much of it as I could. But I was working like 60 hours a week, working every Saturday. So I had to miss a lot of that. Didn't have a choice.
Yep.
And now that I've got all this free time, they're all grown and stuff. And it's like, oh, wow, I wish, I was in this position back then to where I could have really, really enjoyed it. I got to take him to most of his practices, but I did have to miss a few games on Saturdays because I was working just about every Saturday. But yeah, they grow up quick, man. They grow up quick.
Way too quick.
Way too quick.
Well, who are we shouting out today? So,
who are we shouting out back there?
540 Flips. I believe it's Becky and Brandon. If I got
your names wrong. Hope it is.
Yep, I believe it's Becky and Brandon. They came to meet up. We got to meet them, and they was awesome.
Awesome people. Yeah, and I've actually checked out a couple of his videos since the Highway 127. Really good videos. Really good reseller too.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah, he's finding some cool stuff right now. So yeah, shout out to those guys. Appreciate you guys coming down for the Highway 127 meetup, and hopefully you guys can make it back down next year because we'll do something. I'll be here. Caleb will be here. We'll be in Tennessee for sure. So, but we'll probably have some kind of meetup or do something. We'll just see. But yeah, shout out to those guys. Go check them out on YouTube and eBay. YouTube and eBay. So
we're having something next year.
Yeah, we'll have something. Yeah. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Tell me later.
Do we want to talk about the YouTube drama of the week?
No.
Are you out of your depression yet?
Let me just say it like this.
Okay.
I won't presume to know anything about it because I don't. But I'm going to miss the Reseller Clickbait podcast. Those guys are awesome, and that's where I'll leave that.
I am going to miss it. Yeah, for reasons unknown to us, the Reseller Clickbait podcast is no more. So that means we are officially the worst of the worst podcast.
We still was.
We was. We're obviously joking with Ken and Jimmy. We're going to miss you guys, though. You guys were awesome. And y'all were a big influence to us doing this, honestly. We enjoyed watching you guys, really.
Yep.
So we're gonna miss you guys. Don't know what happened, but yeah. For now, the Reseller Clickbait podcast is no more. So hopefully whatever was going on, and I'm making it up about the drama. I don't think there's no drama. I actually went in Ken's live today, and him and Jimmy was in there talking. I don't think there's any drama going on between them. I think something probably just came up, and probably time constraints. Me and Caleb will be the first to tell you this takes some dedication and some time. So
some swapping out hours here and there and figuring out it's going to work.
Well, we changed the time of recording tonight, like 4 times?
Yeah.
But we finally got it worked out. So listen, anytime you take 2 people that's got families and that and try to schedule something together, it's hard. So speaking of which, we got invited to our first whatnot. We got invited to our first podcast recently.
Have you heard more about that?
I did. I was supposed to get with you, but those picking, what is it? Those picking resellers?
Pickers.
Those flipping pickers.
Yes.
Is that right? Those flipping pickers invited us to be guests on their podcast, and we basically told them we'd have to get back with them because, well, you got 3 of those guys and then 2 of us. So getting 5 people scheduled to line up in today's time, that's tough.
Yeah.
especially especially this time of year. You got yard sales going on, so that pretty much consumes Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Yep.
You got church on Sundays and Wednesdays. Then we've got to record. We usually record on Tuesdays, which is what today is. I play volleyball on Monday nights, so not sure what day that leaves at this point. But yeah, we will get back with those guys and be a special guest. Hopefully that's an open invite.
No, too late. You waited.
Well, we could do like Dave told them and tell them they have to get to a certain number of episodes before he'll come on their channel.
Did he really?
He did. That's what he said on Trash to Cash a few weeks ago. And I think he told them I want to say he told them they have to get to episode 50. And I was supposed to go on there and comment and said, okay, if it takes episode 50 to go on that podcast, how many episodes does it take to go on this podcast?
2,000.
At least. At least. I wonder how many episodes we got to get Kevin on here.
20,000.
We're never going to make it. We're never going to make it.
He'll take that in hundreds, please.
Well, listen. If he gets on there with Dave and Carrie, he obviously does not care about his social status at this point.
Well, it makes you wonder, don't it?
It makes you wonder. No, we love those guys too. Shout out to Trash to Cash. Shout out to those flipping pickers, and shout out to Ken and Jimmy for Reseller Clickbait Podcast. Heck of a ride, man. I think they done, how many episodes did they do?
It was in the 60s, I think.
I think so. I know it was over a year, so one a week. That's 52. So I think that was around episode 60, somewhere in there. So
you made a good point. It can become very, very hard to keep those schedules, to where you can work together. And it's hard. You just got to be willing to kind of manipulate your time sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean, I have no idea if that's what happened or not, but
no,
like Caleb said, we're going to miss them, and maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll come back one day. So,
hope so.
Everybody go to Jimmy and Ken's personal channels and tell them miss the podcast and that two old guys were talking trash about them.
This one wasn't.
Yeah, Caleb. Tell them Caleb was talking trash about them.
Gosh. Well, you're definitely getting the elbow drop now.
Of course.
Boy, and a choke slam.
All right. Here's the topic here's what I'm going to name this video now that we're 37 minutes in. And shout out Caleb because he came up with this one. Is eBay still alive? Caleb, is eBay still alive? You hear a heartbeat in there?
It's faint, but it's faint. Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because mine is not doing so bad.
You know me, I'm not going to complain a whole lot.
Oh, you was whining before we went live.
Whining.
Telling me you was happy.
2 days out of the last 11 over $100. That is way, way, way off my average.
Well, how far back does 11 days go? What date is that?
The 11th.
The 11th.
22nd. So take 11 off. You got
1, 2. Left. Let's see. 1.
I can't believe I mathed that quick. Gosh.
2.
Crazy.
3, 4, 5. Oh, over 100?
Yeah.
How many? 2 out of 11?
2 out of 11.
I've got 5.
So you're kicking my butt big time.
But the last 2 out of the last 3 days has been 215, and today so far 178.
See,
I'm not going to sit here and tell you my eBay's great right now, but it's been better.
Well, see, I'm not going to complain because there are sellers out there that have no sales for 2 or 3 days in a row, and then they have a couple days of sales. So I'm not going to complain. It could be nothing, but it's just not what I would expect it to be. So today I actually started, instead of doing my 5 a day, I'm going to start doing 10 a day just to see if that will it can't hurt.
Well, let me tell you what I've been doing. And listen, I made a video. I guess it was the video that came out last night. I was 2 years late doing this because of everything been going on in my life with the move, with building the shed and all that, blah, blah, blah. I am finally getting time to end all my listings and not relisting, but sell similar, to refresh all of my listings.
Did you do that recently?
I have been doing that, where you go on your homepage and it says ending today.
Yeah.
I end all of those that day, and I go on there and sell similar, all those items. Usually it's 25 to 35 items usually.
Yep.
I take those and put them in my draft bank, and then out of the draft bank, I've been dropping 25 or 30 a day. But that's 25, 30 new listings, in quotes, new listings in quotes. But also, because of the Highway 127 sale, got all this great inventory, I have been also dropping 5 or 10 newer brand new listings, new items in there as well. And it definitely has helped my sales.
Absolutely.
Now I usually do that every 6 months, but because of all the moving and all the craziness lately, I've not done that since we lived out here. So I say 2 years, but it's probably been actually closer to 3 years. So to say some of my listings were like old and like lost in eBay land is probably an understatement.
Probably so. Yeah.
This past weekend, I shipped out, I think 13, and 11 of those was items that I had been relisting. Well, 11 out of 13 were old inventory.
It does help. I mean, I've done that
absolutely.
I've been doing that for over a year, and it does help. Definitely.
I know I'm going to take some heat on that. That's not anything new in YouTube world. I'm not saying that. I didn't come up with that. That's not anything that's not ever been discussed. I'm just saying it's took me the last 2 or 3 years to get to a point where I have time to do that. I know to do it. I used to do it I used to do it at one time every 3 months, 3 to 6 months.
I do it every month.
You do it when?
I do anytime that they're going to renew, I do them. So all the time.
Oh, so you do it every month then?
Yeah, they're never older than 30 days.
Yeah. Well, I tell you,
say that's not, whatever, but I mean, as we've said before, if it's working for you, do it that way.
Well, are you relisting them or are you selling them? Okay.
Yep.
But I tell you what else I've been doing since I've been doing that, because all these listings are brand new, basically. I've not been promoting them as I relist them.
Oh, really?
So not only am I getting these sales, but a lot of these sales are coming off unpromoted listings, which is great because that saves a lot of money. So I do have items in my store that's promoted, but they're the ones that I've not ended yet, tomorrow, the next day, because I'm doing it the whole month. So but as I'm relisting,
you get that bump right initially for the first couple of days. So I mean, you don't have to the first couple of days either way.
I think I may go like a week or two before I promote them and just see.
I mean, it don't hurt to test the waters on things and see if something helps.
I mean, Sunday I sold 215. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'd like a day like that.
Monday, 94. But then today, and it's still early, it's like 7:30 right now. I've sold 178 so far. So
better than me.
I'm overall happy with how eBay's went over the last 4 or 5 days.
Yeah,
actually, the last probably 10 to 12 days have not been bad. There was a couple of bad days. Sunday, August 13th, I sold $12. No, that's bad.
That's pretty bad.
Well, that's the killer days, man. I don't care to have slow days, but when you just have those 10 to 12 or 0 days,
it makes you wonder if they even know you're still alive out here or something.
Well, it kills your 90 days. I mean, you can have a $300 day one day, and if you throw up a big goose egg the next, guess what? You sold 150 in 2 days.
Yeah,
you didn't sell 300 in one day.
My 90 days is down overall like $3,500.
My last 31 days which now granted, a lot of that, I put my store on time away mode for 10 days during the Highway 127 sale. So that is a big chunk of it. But my last 31 days, I'm down 34%. And the last 4 or 5 days have been good. So it was worse than that. so it's starting to rebound a little bit. But, you know, I don't know. I think I say it all the time. This is just how eBay is at this point.
Think, okay, my last 31 days is down 45.3%.
Well, mine was too until just last 2 or 3 days.
I didn't have time away either.
That's true too. Yeah, that's true.
My
too.
sales conversion rate has fell by 0.5%. I mean, a lot of it is just down, and I don't get it. I mean, I guess I do get it partly. We're at the tail end of summer. People are still vacationing, try to get all that finished up, which brings up a good point. Is it ever too early to start getting ready for fourth quarter?
No, I mean, well, yeah, January.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think I'm pretty much prepared for it already, honestly, other than getting some items listed. You know, I always say make sure you got plenty of shipping supplies going into the fourth quarter. And I probably do need to order a few more, you know, those free USPS priority boxes. Probably need to order some of those. You know, they ship them right to your house for free. Brand new free boxes, you know. I know you don't believe in them, but obviously you don't like money. But yeah, I do need to order a few more boxes. I've got plenty right now, but probably not enough to get me through the fourth quarter because I don't like ordering that stuff during the fourth quarter because a lot of times the mail.
You don't get it for 3 weeks.
You don't get it. So, yeah, I think, is it ever too early? Yeah, I mean, January, I don't think you need to be thinking about it, but I think it's time to think about it now. It starts next month, right?
Well,
technically,
a month and a week, October. Yeah, so almost a month.
Oh, okay, October. Yeah, that's right.
We got a week left in September and August. Yeah.
So
my big goal for fourth quarter to be ready to go. I'm at like 1,050 listings right now. I've kind of purged out some, but you know, I want to be sitting at 1,500 when October 1st hits. I want 1,500 good quality listings. I've took out some of the stuff that was not moving, super cheap. So I'd like to be sitting at 1,500 and not have anything under $15.
Yeah.
That's my personal goal. Whether I get to that or not remains to be seen. But I do know this, listing 5 a day ain't going to get me there.
No.
So it's either start dropping 20 a day or
I mean,
build your draft bank up to 200 and drop 50, or
I don't know if I want to make a goal of how many items I got listed because my goal is to have sales, not listings, you know. Well, so I don't know if I want to make that goal or not, but
my goal is now listings are sellable, you know.
Well, that's true, but if it's 1,500 sellable items, then you're probably not ever going to get there because they're going to sell as quick as you get there. You know, try to get there.
And that's the problem that I had.
Mm-hmm.
If I listed 5 a day, I was selling 8. You can't get there like that, you know.
No, but that's a good problem. That's a really good problem. Yeah,
I'm not complaining about that problem, but
I mean,
if you list 30 a day and start selling 30 a day, you know, it's the same problem. Well, it's really hard to get ahead of it.
Well, what's your eBay perfect world?
Selling.
How many sales a day? And I mean realistic. How many sales a day and for how much money?
I would like to sell 10 to 15 a day with an average sales price of $30 to $35 a day. That's 300 to 400. I mean, that's a big dollar amount.
Yeah.
But that is a comfortable amount of work. If you're doing, I've heard these people that selling 30 and 40 a day, man, that is a lot of packing.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a lot of work. It's not fun anymore.
Most of those people, though, are selling low dollar items and small physical items, easy to pack.
Yeah.
I think my perfect perfect, everything is just perfect day is list 10 items a day. Let's start with this. Have about 500 items in my store. List 10 a day, sell 10 a day, $250, $25 average. Now, could it be more? Absolutely. But I know really
that's a good solid number too, though.
Just being realistic, how nice would it be to come out here and list 10, sell 10, $250?
Be awesome.
And I mean, I do hit that from time to time for sure. Well, selling 10 a day, I don't hit that too often. Usually
I was running really close to my average dollar amount. I was selling $250 a day before this slowdown. Average.
Yeah.
Now that wasn't 10 a day, it was more like 8 a day. So my average sales price was like $35, $40. So now it's probably like $25 right now or less. But
my average sale price is starting to go up. I got a lot of good inventory from the 127, but my total number of sales has actually dropped over the last month pretty hard, which once again, I was on vacation mode for a while. But I have sold, and I'm trying to do the math here, I have sold 370 items in the last 90 days. So that's only 4.1 sales a day. So basically 4 sales a day. And this time last year, I was selling 7 and 8 easy a day.
Yeah, me too. I was really getting close to 9 a day, but which
I was averaging 7.5.
I'm not disappointed that I didn't hit 10. It's just I'm down to 485 in my last 90. So close to 500.
485 divided by 90 equals 5.38.
Yeah.
So you're averaging a little more, basically about 5.5.
So I'm not terribly far off where I want to be, but if I could get to 8 to 10 a day, I'd be totally happy with that. And 8 to 10 a day for $30 a piece. I mean,
I would take an average of 25. I mean, I would.
I'll take whatever comes my way. But if we're talking about the perfect storm here,
Well, I mean, if we're talking about the perfect storm, we're talking about a $50 average. I'm just being realistic with what I know I have inventory wise. My
perfect average $100 item, 2 of them a day.
Well, that's $200. But how nice would it be to come out here and list the same amount that you sell? That's what I would.
I mean,
that's what I would love. You list 10, you sell 10, or obviously right now I would take list 5, sell 5 because I'm selling 4 a day. So 5 would be an improvement.
If you could know the algorithm would do that, like if I go out there and list 20 today, I'll sell 20 tomorrow. Man, you could run eBay like a top. You could say, well, I'd like to sell 35 things this week. List 35 things that week. Well, I'd like to sell 50. If you could play that game,
here's the scary part.
Whatever you want it to be.
Here's the scary part, though. I mean, bottom of my heart, I feel like that's how it used to be.
Oh, I do too.
And
more
and if you wasn't making enough, you just put in a little extra work. You got a couple extra sales a day. You picked a little better stuff. You got your average sale price up a little bit. You made more money. Yep. And I don't feel like it's that way anymore. I'm not saying eBay's dead. I don't believe it is.
No, but
and I'm not even complaining, but it ain't the same eBay that it was a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. It's not.
You know what your thumbnail needs to be for this episode?
You in a bikini?
That nobody will watch. We need to have them big old tears running down our eyes. Like,
you ever seen the what Batman is it?
There you go.
What Batman is it with Jim Carrey?
Batman Returns.
Yeah, he does.
Batman Forever. Batman Forever. Yeah,
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever.
So yeah, that's our belly aching over eBay. I mean, I'm okay with eBay right now. Me and eBay's, we're not mad at each other right now.
Yep. So. All right. Dad joke. I'm going first. No, you go.
Go. I got to find mine. Hold up.
Better hurry. Well, I'll give you my sale of the week while you're looking. Sale of the week was a plaid Bucilla snowman with birds, felt stocking, like the cross-stitch things, but this is a stocking. and it sold for $61.90. Can you believe one of them things sell like that?
That is nuts. So
that is. I've got another one that's worth about. I think it's listed for close to $100, and it is I think it's something with cats or something. I can't remember, but Christmassy.
Yeah, I've got several sales of the week that I could talk about.
This is not sales of the week. It's
sale of the week. I'm trying to bring it down here. I know I give away all my content for my Old School Picker channel by talking about these. But I do, and I bounce back and forth which one to sell of the week. You know, I bounce back and forth, but I think I narrowed it down to this one. I sold another baseball bat.
Oh, was it a big one?
It ain't bad. You know, okay, to review that, I bought 22 baseball bats on the Highway 127 sale for $70 for all of them, roughly $3 each. I sold the very first one, $125 plus shipping. So I basically doubled my money, close to it, with one sale. Well, I sold another one August 21st, worth Copperhead baseball bat, new old stock. What's crazy about this? Guess who bought it? The same person that bought the first one.
Really? Why don't you just reach out and be like, how many of these do you want?
Yeah, it's the same person. This one, a little different than the other one, but it sold for $69.99 plus shipping.
Jeez, man, you're going to get rich on them things.
Well, no, I'm going to run out of them before I get rich.
What are you buying me for dinner tomorrow?
But yeah, that's two sales out of that baseball bat deal for $125 and $70. What is that? $195?
Almost $200. Almost.
That ain't bad, folks. That ain't bad
at all. Not bad at all. You know what you are? You know what you are? You're a turkey.
Incredible.
You're a turkey.
I'm a turkey.
A turkey.
Hey, that ain't far away. Turkey Day.
No, it ain't.
Okay.
Better.
Go ahead, dad joke.
No, you got to go first. That way, everybody.
You just said you wanted to go first.
I know, but then I said you go first. You go ahead.
No. I went first last week. Plus, I lost.
Did you?
I think I've lost every week.
Yeah. No, Nathaniel won last week with his blood type being ragu. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
That was pretty good.
All right.
You ready? Why did the pony ask for a glass of water?
Why did the pony ask for a glass of water? Boy, I don't know.
Because it was a little horse.
Darn it. I don't even want to read mine now. You done won. Let's just call Caleb the winner. I got to read this one, though, because it's a shout out to my favorite Marvel hero as a kid, the Incredible
Wolverine.
Hulk. What?
Wolverine.
No, the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, he's okay, too.
Yeah. Why was the Incredible Hulk so good at gardening?
Because he had a green thumb.
I know you would get it. That's why I used that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you would get it. All right.
As I said, winner.
Yeah, well, why was the elephant? Why did he quit his job?
Hold on.
You know, the elephant, he quit his job. You know why?
I'm thinking. Hold on.
Oh, how long we got to think? I mean, it's an hour and a half podcast here.
It would probably take about that long.
He got tired of working for peanuts.
Oh, nice. That's respectable.
All right, give me the win out there in the comments. Who won the dad joke this week?
No.
I believe. Okay, I get it. The Hulk with the green thumb, that was too easy. I knew it would be, but man, the elephant working for those peanuts, that was pretty up there. So even Caleb said it was up there. You don't get two to try to win. I do when my first one's so bad you guess it.
You know what's funny? Last week, yours about the Eiffel Tower. Right after I said I don't know, it hit me, and you said it, and I'm like, yeah. Yep. Paris. Lights. Yep.
Speaking of eBay.
Is this a reselling show or something?
Yeah. A little bit. You know what else I've been selling a ton of? That also I got on the 127 sale. I
do know because you told me.
I did. Yes, I did. Okay, you know how I've got a bunch of let's just say not old, but more mature people that buy a lot of my crafting stuff, a lot of my Stampin' Up stuff. Because I got 8 up in the comments when I said old women. So I got to be careful. But, I sell a lot of crafting stuff, right? Stampin' Up. Shout out Kathy, who sent me a ton of that stuff and got me rolling on that stuff. But, man, I ran up on a big old box of Mary Kay makeup during the Highway 127 sale. Huh?
The old female war paint.
Yep. Oh, I didn't say that. That was Caleb. The old women war paint is a Caleb sale.
I said female.
No, you didn't. But I ran up on, it was a big shoebox, like big shoebox full of Mary Kay makeup, $20 for the whole box. I was like, sure, why not? Actually, they wanted more. It was priced at like $5 each. And I was like, how much you want for the whole box? And I was like, I don't know, $20. I was like, you know what? That don't sound too bad.
You got to like it when it's like that.
Well, I probably got 60 count of makeup, somewhere in that range.
Wow. So
I have sold, just since I've been listing it, don't have it all listed by no means. I've sold one for $14.99, one for $11.99, one for $14.99. And then today I had somebody come in and bought 4 pieces for a total of $53.96.
Nice.
So shout out Mary Kay. Are we sponsored by Mary Kay?
No.
Well, shout out Mary Kay. She makes some really good makeup, and it sells good, and it resells good.
Yeah.
So
she's
shout
still
out.
not going to sponsor us though.
Yeah, man, I love it. I'd love to find a bunch more of that stuff. I've known about it forever. I mean, I've seen other YouTubers sell it too, but that was the first time I'd ever, you see a piece here and there, but where you could buy a bunch of it like that. This was the first time, and I was like, that's going to be a good deal.
Tanya has bought makeup in the past. Me, I stay in my lane. I don't know nothing about it, so I stay in my lane.
You don't wear makeup?
Not in a long time. It's been a year or two.
Maybe you should put some right here.
Right here where it's shiny. Maybe a little powder. Yeah.
But yeah, if you ever see Mary Kay makeup in a shoebox at a yard sale, you might want to take a chance on it. It's pretty good stuff. So we're an hour and 2 minutes in. What else you got?
I did want to ask you one thing. I like the new addition to the OSP channel. Why don't you tell us a little something about what you have added to the OSP channel?
Did you watch Monday's video yet?
Monday was the one where Shannon, let's see. Was that where she made the sign or where she's cooking?
Cooking.
Yes. I seen what you I was like, that was good.
Yeah, I've been adding a little bit of family content to the channel, the Old School Picker channel. Something I did a year ago.
Didn't
I? Well, I'd done it like a year ago, and it didn't go over real well because I went about it a different way. I titled some of the videos about that, and YouTube don't like that. They want you said stay in your lane. That's what YouTube wants you to do. They want you to produce the same content over and over and over and over and over again. So I was titling my videos around that family content and also making my thumbnails around that family content. Didn't go over good. So now I'm keeping my video titles the same, reselling content.
Yep.
Thumbnails pretty much the same. But inside the video, I'm mixing in a little bit of that family content. And YouTube's pushing it out just like it's a regular video. The comments I got a year ago were all positive. I mean, I didn't get any negative comments, but the videos just wasn't doing as good as my normal videos because YouTube was holding them back because it didn't know what to do with them. You can't all of a sudden put out cooking videos on a reselling channel, because YouTube's like, wait, what is this? So it didn't know what to do with it. So it wasn't necessarily YouTube's fault or anything, but it's just how YouTube works. But yeah, I've been mixing it in. The comments have been super positive, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. And usually it's at the end of the videos. But as time goes on and I'm mixing more and more of it in, I may start mixing in a little bit. Monday's video had a small clip of Kobe. Small clip of Kobe at the very beginning, but I'm going to start mixing it in at the beginning, the middle, and also the end. Just kind of mixing it in a little more and more and more. Just because that's the type of content I really enjoy making. I mean, I love making resale content. You know, I love coming out here, pulling orders, shouting out people, shelf supporters. I love doing that. And I'm going to continue to do that. But I want to mix some other stuff in and just get back to not just being the same old over and over and over. I just want to, because it does get monotonous, you know, just, you know, to make.
As does anything. Yeah.
Well, I would compare it to, you know, if you listed the same thing on eBay every day, all day, how boring would that be? You know, the good thing about what we do is all the neat and interesting items we come across and how fun it is to pick those different items and how fun it is to picture those items and list those items.
Marvin Martian right there.
That Marvin the Martian right over my shoulder.
I would never sell him.
I actually reduced him the other day and he still ain't sold. I'm a little bit surprised, but he's still at like $110 or something. I'm not giving it away. I'm not taking less than 100 for him.
He's too awesome not to get that.
If he don't sell for $100, he'll just. I usually keep him up here, but I wanted him in the background to rub it in Caleb's face.
Yes.
But and shout out to Trading Post Pickers who gave me that Atlanta Falcons kids helmet on the 127 sale too. I love that thing too.
I mean, you got some cool stuff back there. What about that?
Well,
I can't point. Anyway, yeah, I see a horn.
That horn's got a story.
Yeah, you need to tell that sometime.
Yeah,
an Atlanta Braves traffic light. Somebody gave you that too.
Yeah, some guy,
some weirdo.
Yeah,
but, no, that's awesome, man. I love stuff like that. Is what makes it what eBay is
fun.
Good about it.
And I mean, I just I don't ever want to get bored with YouTube. You know, I'm not bored with it.
Creating a channel just for the family content, if it does decent. Oh,
that's a
that's
a not ready to talk about topic right there.
Oh, come on. You gotta let your fans know.
Well, let's see, an hour and 7 minutes in, nobody's listening right now anyways. I will go ahead and tell you right here and right now. You know, we talked about perfect world on eBay. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you what my perfect world in YouTube / live. I don't know. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. I'm not. I can't go there yet. I can't.
We'll work you into this.
Well, there'll be repercussions if I talk about it right now. So I think I can't go there yet. But yeah,
I would make a channel like that, but it would just be me showing me all the time.
That's true. None of your family will be on camera.
None of mine will come be on the camera. They're like, nope, they'll run away.
Yeah.
You seen what happened? Did I tell you what happened at my whatnot last time when we was in the living room?
Oh, where they went just running?
Oh, yeah. Well, when you said turn the camera, show the room, I was like, okay.
Yeah, you could hear them.
I start turning it, and Bailey and Briley, my daughter and niece, they're like, Pyong! And Logan is standing over here. He's gone. All of them's gone except Tanya. You know what she did?
Ducked behind the couch.
No, she slid down in the floor under the table. She's like, nope. And I was like, really?
I would just chase them around the house with cameras all day.
Well, just so you know, this is the last episode of the podcast because next week I'll probably be dead now.
Right. Yes.
You just told them I did that? Yep, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I have dreams about other YouTube opportunities. I'll put it that way.
It's good to have dreams. It is good to have dreams. And it's even better when you can fulfill those dreams.
Well, here's where I'm at with it. I don't think I'm interesting at all, to be honest with you. But, my reselling content, I don't know. Some people love it. Some people don't. Some people, whatever.
Let me say this about what you just said, though. You get a lot of fakers out there.
No,
that will follow you just because OSP's got a following. I want to follow him.
Right.
Your 7,200 are legit, man.
Oh,
legit.
Well, I mean, I agree with you there 100%. I do have the best viewers on YouTube. I say it all the time.
That's not just a slogan, man. That's the real deal. You've got
super supportive.
The best. Yes. I mean, they followed us over here. A lot of them. As soon as we announced it, boom, we get 400.
Well, those 700 are my favorite.
Yes. Oh, you want to be OSP's favorite? You better come.
Wouldn't it be something if my OSP channel went down to $700?
Oh my goodness!
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, the content I put out, I think it's good. I'm proud of it.
Your camera work is top notch.
I mean, I sign my name to it every week. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with 4 years, 7,200 subs. I'm the money. You better love it, But
I watch you, and I'm not trying to dog other people, but okay, I watch other people. You've got a smooth flow video.
Well, thank you.
It never gets clunky, and it's like,
well,
if I was to do this, I'm going to tell you what I'd do. Camera would be over here. I'd be standing still over here, and I'd never move around probably. And that gets a little boring.
No, yeah, you got to carry that camera with you. You got to carry the camera with you. People want to do a walkthrough. Yeah, they want to see what's on your shelves. You got to do that. I highly, anybody making what's-up videos, I highly encourage, move, change that camera angle, change the background, you got to do that. But as I've been trying to say for the last 5 minutes.
Are you wanting to say something right here?
Well, you asked me a question. I'm trying to answer.
You want to not be interrupted? Is that what you're?
Oh, man. People are hanging on at the edge of their seats waiting on this answer. Not really. Nobody's listening. But anyways, I do think my reselling content's interesting. I do think the stuff I sell is interesting. I do think I'm somewhat interesting. I mean, Shannon thinks so.
You wouldn't have
I fooled her, so Yeah. But I don't think what I'm doing out here is as near as interesting and or as important as the story of my family.
I'll agree with that.
I'll say that.
Yep, because you got
I mean, 50% of my household is disabled, and to be where we are in life, I'll just go ahead and say it, is a total miracle to be where we are in life, and also just a blessing from God.
Absolutely.
And do I have aspirations to share that? Absolutely.
That's a good thing. And you're right. You're blessed.
Yes, we have a story to tell, and it's hard to tell that in a reselling environment. I've never really went there a whole lot. Obviously, everybody knows that really watches me. Kobe has autism. We have our youngest son, Kobe, has autism. He's getting ready to turn 18 years old. He has autism. He is what most people consider severe autism. He's 100% nonverbal. And also my wife has multiple sclerosis. So we do have a story. And of course, everybody has stories. Everybody has stories. That's the thing. Are you willing to share yours? So we kind of are. But if it can help somebody, and that's how I started out with reselling content. If I don't like to tell people what to do because I don't know their circumstances as far as their business. But if you can pick up a trick, if you can pick up an item that, hey, I seen Old School Picker sell that, I know I can sell it, then that's even better. I just like to share what I do, share my story. If you can pick up, that's great. If you just watch it for the pure entertainment, whatever entertainment it is, that's fine too. But I know there's people out there that we could help, and some people that we can encourage in the autism community, in the multiple sclerosis community. And is that the content I would love to make? Yes. I'll leave it.
I'm all for you.
But do I want to grind for 4 years to start another channel and to get that channel to where Old School Picker channel is? I don't know if I've got that in me or not to do it again. I'll be honest.
You're already grinding right here.
I'm grinding here too, but I mean, I've got help. So, and
I don't know what kind of help you got.
I wouldn't have done this by myself. I've thought about it for the last 2 years to do this. I was like, no, I ain't doing it. I ain't, because I ain't doing it by myself. But I don't know. Yeah, stay tuned is all I can say, because I don't know, but I've got thoughts in my head about how to do it, and but I can't say that. I can't say that now.
I got a good teaser there out of you. That's a good
teaser. It'll happen eventually. I'll put it that way, but I don't know.
We will be waiting.
I don't know where. I'll say that.
Yep, we'll be waiting.
But yeah, I just enjoy making videos. I really.
It shows. You can tell that you like what you're doing. Love what.
Well, I'm going to make a statement that it's funny that we're having this discussion 4 years after my anniversary, basically, of YouTube. I made a comment the other day that over the last 6 months to a year, I've actually enjoyed making videos more than I've enjoyed reselling.
Really?
Mm.
Well, you gotta like what you do, man. That's a lot of people spend a lot of years miserable in their job, and if you're not careful, that'll turn you into a miserable person.
Yeah, and I don't want to say that I'm not miserable reselling. I still love it. I don't
just bring it out here, just leave it.
Man, give me a handkerchief. I'm gonna start crying. No, I don't. I'm not miserable reselling. I still love it. I still have a passion for it. Mm-hmm. I don't know that there'll ever be. I could become a millionaire on YouTube, and I still think I would resell some. I really do. There's nothing like going to a yard sale, picking up a shoebox full of Mary Kay makeup for $20 and bringing it home and having like 6 sales for like $80 and still have like 50 pieces of it left. There's nothing like that. There's nothing.
You just can't go anywhere and do what we do.
No.
A lot of people do the wholesale resale type stuff, and that's fine. But this, to me, the treasure hunting, the finding that jewel in the rough, that diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
man, that is so much fun.
Oh,
and you're profiting. Me and Tanya yard sold for 16 years that we was married. We've been married 19.
Yeah.
16 years we passed over so much stuff. And I told her, and she said the same thing. We could have been doing this for
Yins was just personal yard selling.
Oh yeah, we had stuff everywhere.
Yeah, Shannon loved it. Shannon had a love and a passion for yard selling before I did. I remember those first few years we were married, and coming out here, and she would want to run into a thrift store, and I'd be like, man, I ain't running in there and looking at that junk. I'll just sit out here with CJ, because he was young. And I'd sit out there in the car and I said, hey, take your time, go in there, shop till you drop. Me and CJ be out here. I'd be listening to Tennessee football on the radio, and I didn't care nothing about it. And it's funny because I've been reselling off and on since I was like, I don't know, really about 12-year-old. But I didn't love it like that. But I mean, I have developed a love for it over the last 20 years for sure. And I'm not miserable reselling. I don't want to give that impression. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't think there'll ever be a time when I don't do it. But the love and the passion I have for making YouTube content, and it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing. I know that's what people's going to think in the comments. I know that's what they're going to think. And that's why I don't talk about it a lot. But the love and passion I have for making content has began to pass reselling. Now, if the money,
you got to put your hands up like that, and then you can Photoshop some hundreds. Money. There's your
but oh yeah, we'll have to write that down. There's my
1930
120. We'll just say 120. But yeah, I mean, if I made enough on YouTube, well, see, that's the thing. I can't make enough on YouTube on the Old School Picker channel without reselling because it's a reselling channel.
Yeah.
So I can't quit reselling just to make old school picker videos. I can't do that. And I'm not making nowhere near enough on YouTube to ever quit reselling at this moment. Nowhere near it. I mean, eBay is, I would say, let's see, I would say 70, 80% of my income right now. You know, YouTube might be 20%, something like that.
Mine's about 100.
Well, yeah.
Right now.
Well, don't forget that $5 we made on Spotify last month.
Hey, it's up to 12, sir.
Oh, when do I get a paycheck?
When we can afford to print one.
The paper's worth more than the money they're written on. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Shannon, she watches very little reselling content. Mm-hmm. Very little. Basically me. She does listen to the podcast. And she'll watch some every now and then, usually if I'm in there watching it with her. But she loves to watch a lot of family vlogging channels on YouTube. She loves it. Shout out Moss TV. I know y'all have no idea who I am, but did you ever go check them out?
No.
Moss Family TV. You and Tanya.
You told me to. I did subscribe to them. I just think
you need to go watch them. You and Tanya would absolutely love those guys. Very good people. Very good people.
A couple of things like homesteaders and
no, you need to watch
their house.
You need to watch Moss Family TV. And if I could have their channel, I'd give up reselling in a heartbeat.
Really?
Mm-hmm. To the extent I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I would still sell a little bit, but
wow.
Well, I mean, they get 20,000 views every video, and they do 7 videos a week. They do every day. But that's all she does.
Yeah.
He's
pretty much recording their life. I mean, that's
and that's what I want to do. I want to just record what we do every day.
Wow.
But the problem with that is I don't have time to commit to that because it's not paying anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've got
and you're doubling your workload essentially. So, I mean,
well, at least if you start talking about every day, holy smokes, that's a lot, dude. Yeah, that's all the time you would have.
Yeah, that's a bunch.
So
stay tuned.
Well, I mean, if I could snap my fingers and that would be the reality of my life, I would do it. But that's so far away. And then you got to start thinking, I'm 46 years old. How many people is going to want to watch a 50-year-old and I'm not going to tell my wife's age. How many is going to want to watch a family vlogging channel of a bunch of older people like that? I don't know. So, I may have already missed the window for that type of content. I don't know.
Never know.
So I'm just testing the waters on the Old School Picker channel by putting a little bit of family content in there.
I got you.
It ain't by accident.
Not, but I like it. I mean,
well,
it rolls back the curtains a little bit. That's I think that's interesting to do it that way.
Well, what's your favorite part of wrestling? I love watching the documentaries behind the curtain stuff, not the actual stuff going on in the ring. I want to watch the interviews of all those old wrestlers talking about these famous matches. I want to see an interview with Hogan talking about how Andre let him body slam him at WrestleMania 3 and pass the torch. I could care less about the match. I've seen the match 100 times. I like seeing that behind the curtain stuff.
Honestly, it's close to a 50-50 split for me.
Oh, it's close to me.
This is where I came from. I loved watching Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit have a absolute
slobber knocker.
I mean, it was some of my favorite matches ever was Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. And I know Chris Benoit is a murderer and all that, but you could not find two people to have a better wrestling match. If you want to call it that.
Do you remember?
I like all the other stuff.
Do you remember when he was still in WCW and him and Kevin Sullivan was fighting?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I think that was real.
It was. If you ever watched the documentaries on that, They hated each other's guts.
Well, he stole his wife, dude.
He stole woman. Her name.
You keep telling me they wasn't some real life heat.
They was some heat, and you know what's funny? Kevin Sullivan was the booker.
Yeah, that's right.
During Benoit's final year, he was the booker, and he was the one that made Benoit the champion the night before he left, and he left anyway. There wasn't nothing stopping him. He was still going.
Yeah.
That's the only time Benoit won the title in WCW, which is a shame. But
it is a shame. Yeah, he was the best ever.
Oh, he was good. But I mean, I like both aspects. I ain't gonna sit here and say when Hulk Hogan dropped the big leg on the Macho Man and the NWO was formed that I wasn't like, that was an iconic moment. I mean, them two guys was not supposed to ever be against each other. And he just leg dropped the Macho Man. Like, what? And then everybody turns on Sting thinking he was the bad guy, Like, the drama is real. It's a man's soap opera.
It is.
It is.
But I love the behind the curtain stuff. I love
it.
Oh, I watch that all the time, man, that stuff.
Yeah. And there's nothing like, well, at least there used to not be, nothing like going to a show. That pyro goes off, them guys start coming down. I was on the entrance ramp one time right next to it. And, man, it really felt like every step the Big Show would take, the floor would rumble, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, this dude's huge,
Yeah.
But it was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk more about Chris Benoit next week. I'm sure that's going to be some great. If anybody's listening right now, we're going to get some heat in the comments.
If you know what that is, you're a true fan.
Yeah, I'm more of an NWO guy. I don't know. The Horsemen, man, that's iconic too, for sure.
Yeah, NWO.
Yep.
Or the Macho Man would do it like that.
Is that all you got now that we're in 26 minutes in?
I think I'm done.
All right. This has been episode 19 of Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember to hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you have not already. We need some help over there. Also, remember to leave in the comments who won the dad joke and what else was they supposed to leave in the comments? Something else at the very first.
Workspace they have.
What kind of workspace are you working out of on your eBay business? We sure would love to hear about it.
Love to hear everybody's stories. It's awesome.
Love to hear about it. And also, should Caleb start wearing makeup?
Again.
Thank you guys for watching episode 19, Two Old Guys.